Today, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't sell your home. I am going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And what you need to hear, unless there is a really compelling reason for you to sell your home, you should consider staying put at this time. Double the inventory. We are just shy of 700 homes on the market here in Eagle County, Colorado, and a year ago we were around 350 homes. So there is double the inventory available to buyers. We are still in a marketplace with persistent higher interest rates in the mid 6s to low 7s, and the average days on market are approaching 100 days. So what does this all really mean? Well, when you have double the inventory from a year ago, buyers, number one, just have more choices. And even though interest rates are persistently high, historically, they're actually pretty low. But the interest rates aren't the real problem. The problem is that home values doubled. They went up 100% over the last 4 or 5 years during and post the pandemic. So the home values became so inflated, and with the higher interest rates, now these homes are just sitting on the market at these inflated prices, and sellers oftentimes, not always, have an inflated idea of what they think their home is worth. And it doesn't really matter what you think your home is worth, and it doesn't really matter what I say your home is worth. Any other real estate professional or an appraiser says that your home is worth. Your home is worth exactly what somebody is willing to pay for it. And when your home is sitting on the market for more than 30 days, your home is overpriced. It's that simple. And as we continue to add inventory to the marketplace, and as these homes sit on the market longer, sometimes it makes sense just to hold on to the home. There are exceptions to this. If you need to sell that home because of a relocation for a job, or unfortunately if there was a loss of life or a divorce or some extenuating circumstances where you need to sell the home, it makes sense. But if you're in a position where you can afford the carrying cost of the home, the mortgage, the taxes, the HOA dues if you have them, and the insurance, it does make sense to hold on to the asset for now, because number one, if you sell the home, depending on how long you've owned it and what your tax filing status is, you're going to have a capital gains hit, number one, unless it's a rental or an investment property that you're buying a like property of equal or greater value, or you're putting the money in a Delaware statutory trust where you can avoid some capital gains exposure. The other reason it just makes sense to carry the home right now is you need a replacement property and you need a place to live. Unless you're downsizing or you're leaving to a more affordable market, but otherwise, right now, sellers just aren't getting their highest and best price based on the lack of demand from the buyer pool. And there's many reasons why the buyer demand has diminished, but I think the most powerful reason of why buyers are skittish right now is there is market uncertainty, and the very transparent, painful fact that home prices have doubled in the last 5 years, and the entry into the market, it's just too expensive. Now, some considerations if you find yourself in that position where you need to sell because of a job opportunity, loss of life, a divorce, or maybe you're just downsizing to save money, or for whatever it is that your lifestyle manifests at this time. One of the considerations that you must be certain of is that all homes are valued based on the most recent sales data in that specific neighborhood, measured against square footage, time appropriate finishes, views, and other features of like properties. And the closer the data point is of the most recent sale will give you indication of what your home is worth. Listen to your real estate professional. There are hundreds of very good real estate professionals in any given marketplace. And when that professional tells you what your home is worth and they supply the comparative data on how they drew that conclusion, understand that buyers have access to that same data. When they tell you what your home is worth, listen to them, because they are looking out for your best interests. It doesn't really matter what you think or anybody thinks what the home is worth. The only thing that matters is the data that points the conclusion that your home is worth a specific price based on precedence of what is happening. If homes are priced well, they sell. I had a buyer 6 weeks ago that I knew what he was looking for. I knew what his parameters were. And there was an agent that, hey, I have this property that is going to go onto the market. Do you know anyone who's interested in such? And I did, and I said, send me the data and your asking price. And when I looked at the trends of what was going on in that neighborhood and the most recent sales data, their asking price was frankly lower than what the data suggests. We came to a mutually agreed upon price and put the home under contract right when it hit the marketplace because it was priced well. It was priced in line with what the marketplace is currently doing. So in summary, you really need to understand from the 10,000 foot view and coming full circle, if you're gonna sell your home, you darn well better price it right based on what's currently taking place in the market, not what happened a year or 2 years ago, what's happening right now. And a good real estate professional will lead you into this conclusion if you're open-minded to listening to the feedback that they will bring to you. If you're in a position where you don't need to sell, my advice is to hold on to that asset, because right now sellers are not getting their highest and best price.